In just a few months, Texas has faced a significant economic setback with the closure of 3 major factories. These were not small operations. They were long-standing facilities from prominent companies in the energy, manufacturing, and packaging sectors. As a result, hundreds of workers are now in a difficult position. Although Texas has traditionally been viewed as a business-friendly state, these closures indicate that even the Lone Star State is not immune to growing economic challenges. Let's explore the factors contributing to these developments. There isn't a single cause for these factory closures, but a few significant economic factors are clearly influencing the situation. Tariffs and global trade tensions have made the cost of doing business more complicated. While many companies still aspire to produce goods domestically, retaliatory tariffs and increased input costs often lead them to move production elsewhere. Even in states with relatively low taxes, like Texas, businesses are encountering rising costs for energy, materials, and skilled labor. In industries with tight profit margins, these cost increases can quickly make older facilities unsustainable. Overall, companies are reconsidering both the locations and methods of their production. With tariffs and inflation driving costs up, many businesses are turning to automation, consolidation, or relocation. It's important to remember that these closures aren't just about the broader economic landscape. Each one has its own unique story. Companies have varying priorities. Some favor specific regions, while others outgrow older facilities that struggle to meet modern requirements. For instance, one of the factories we'll discuss has been in operation for over a century. However, in today's economic environment, many such factories find it challenging to survive. Whether due to outdated equipment, rising costs, or a strategic shift, the outcome remains the same. Communities are left to manage the consequences. Let's delve into the current situation across Texas. LyondellBasell, a leading global plastics and chemicals company, has recently finalized the permanent closure of its Houston oil refinery. This decision is impacting approximately 345 workers. The refinery, situated in East Houston, has been operational in various capacities since 1918 and has significantly contributed to the city's industrial heritage. While some of the affected employees have been offered relocation or alternative opportunities within the company, many are now facing an uncertain future. LyondellBasell announced that this was a strategic move. The company is stepping away from the refining business entirely, focusing instead on more sustainable and forward-thinking operations such as circular plastics and recycling. This decision wasn't specifically a Texas issue, but it's important to acknowledge that the aging refinery needed substantial investment to remain competitive. In the current economic climate, such an overhaul wasn't financially viable. Perhaps the refinery's design wasn't suitable for modern upgrades, or maybe long-term profitability wasn't promising. While these are just speculations, the outcome remains unchanged. This was one of Houston's oldest refineries, and now it's closed, resulting in the loss of hundreds of jobs. Unfortunately, this isn't the conclusion of the story. In late May, Smurfit Westrock announced its decision to close its containerboard mill in Forney, Texas, a move that will result in approximately 200 job losses. The company described this decision as part of a global optimization strategy, essentially a way of saying they are cutting costs and consolidating operations. This particular mill was responsible for producing containerboard, the material used in creating cardboard boxes. Despite the ongoing high demand for packaging, the company is shifting its focus to newer and more efficient facilities that better support its long-term objectives. It's a scenario we've seen before. Older plants get phased out as companies streamline their operations to maintain competitiveness. Although this strategy might be logical from a business perspective, it brings significant challenges for the employees affected by these changes. The news understandably came as a shock to workers in Forney, but it's evident that the company had been planning this transition for some time. They've likely increased production capacity at other facilities to maintain smooth operations, all in an effort to remain lean and efficient from a business standpoint. The site in question also housed some warehouse and logistics operations, which might continue in some capacity. So while the mill itself is closing, it may not be a complete shutdown. However, this offers little solace to the 200 workers who unexpectedly found themselves without jobs. International Paper has recently announced the closure of its box plant and sheet plant in Edinburgh, impacting approximately 120 workers in the Edinburgh and McAllen area. The company is transitioning its production to a newer, more advanced facility located just across the border in Reynosa, Mexico. While one of the Edinburgh buildings will be repurposed as a warehouse, the rest will be shut down entirely. This decision is particularly challenging for longtime employees. This move is part of a broader realignment strategy, focusing on newer facilities with improved logistics, modern equipment, and reduced operating costs. It's clear why the company made this decision. Operating multiple smaller plants isn't as viable as it once was, especially when a single high-tech facility can perform the tasks more efficiently. However, this reasoning doesn't ease the impact on the people in Edinburgh who have just lost their jobs. It's a stark reminder that while optimization might benefit a company, it often results in significant changes for everyone else. Now, let's take a step back and consider what this means for Texas as a whole. It's important to note that none of these companies have attributed their decisions to Texas itself. There hasn't been any mention of the state's taxes, regulations, or general business environment influencing their moves. Instead, these seem to be individual cases motivated by company-specific strategies such as modernization, consolidation, or shifting production across borders. In some instances, operations are being relocated to other facilities, but these aren't located in Texas. Despite this, it's undeniably tough news for the state, as hundreds of Texans find themselves out of work, and the impact on their communities is profoundly personal. It's worth mentioning that Texas isn't the only state affected. California recently experienced 3 factory closures in just a few days. Welcome to our channel, where today we're exploring how to make coconut oil at home. This natural and versatile product is not only great for cooking, but also for skincare and hair care routines. We'll guide you through a simple and effective method to extract your own coconut oil using common kitchen tools. First, gather your ingredients and equipment. You'll need fresh coconuts, a blender, a strainer, and a bowl. Begin by cracking open the coconuts and scraping out the meat. Once you have the coconut meat, blend it with some water until you achieve a smooth consistency. Next, strain the mixture using a fine sieve or cheesecloth to separate the liquid from the pulp. This liquid is coconut milk, and it's the base for extracting coconut oil. Allow the coconut milk to sit for a few hours, and you'll notice the cream rising to the top. Afterward, carefully skim off the cream and transfer it to a saucepan. Heat it gently over low heat, stirring occasionally. As the water evaporates, you'll see the oil beginning to separate from the cream. Continue heating until the oil is clear and all the water has evaporated. Finally, allow the oil to cool before transferring it to a clean jar for storage. And there you have it, a homemade coconut oil that's ready to use in your favorite recipes or beauty treatments. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to The Coconut Mama on YouTube at youtube.com/thecoconutmama for more.